Hello, YouTube. It's Chelsea the Destroyer, and we are going to watch 2 videos back to back. So it'll be 1 video for you guys about Johnny Somali. Do you guys know who Johnny Somali is? We're going to learn. I kind of know who he is. Grab your snackies, grab your bubbies. Let me know what you're eating or drinking down below. Let's get to watching.
It's rare for the entire internet to agree on something, but when it comes to Johnny Somali, everyone agrees that he deserves everything that's coming his way. And while there's no shortage of obnoxious clout chasers on the internet, like Jack Doherty or Neon, most of them stick to
I'm gonna be 100%. Out of these 3 people, I know the middle one, the first one. I know Johnny Somali vaguely. I don't know who these 2 people are.
causing trouble in the US. Johnny Somali, on the other hand, has managed to become public enemy #1 in multiple countries across the globe. Over the last couple of years, he's done every heinous act you can think of, from harassing female cops in other countries.
Oh, you a bad bitch, I swear to God. You a bad bitch, I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God, I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby.
And chasing cupcakes.
Take me to jail, police, come. Age ain't nothing but a number. You need an older man with some money. That's what you need. I really groom her. I'll really groom you. I swear to God.
To disrespecting a statue dedicated to victims of in World War II. And much, much more. Fortunately,
I'll be honest. I don't understand why people like this get views. Like, they're doing it because people are going to watch them. They are going to get views for doing shit like this. I don't understand why. I don't like it when people are obnoxious. So, like, this isn't, like, cutesy to me. I'm just like, wow, you're really obnoxious and really immature, and I don't want to be around you. But that's me personally. I don't know. People watch them.
Karma has finally caught up with him, and there's nothing he can do to escape the consequences of his actions this time. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
All right.
Today, we'll be going over the deserved and long overdue downfall of Johnny Somali. Now, for most other creators, a downfall means getting cancelled online, losing their viewers, and fading into irrelevance. But, as you'll see by the end of this video, Johnny Somali's fate is a whole lot worse. However, to fully understand how he ended up here, we first need to start from the very beginning. Unfortunately, discussing his past is harder than it needs to be. Information surrounding Johnny Somali's origin is all over the place, and it doesn't help that he's one of the most insincere creators out there, willing to make up lies without a second thought.
What? The obnoxious dude is just straight up lying for clout? Never would have thought that would have happened. Ever. I'm so surprised by that. Oh my God.
For instance, while he has claimed to be a quote former child soldier and Somali pirate in the past, his real identity is of a 24-year-old Ramsey-colored Ismail who grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona. He graduated from Arizona State University with a degree in finance. More importantly, despite having Somali in his online name, he doesn't have any Somali heritage.
My dad is Ethiopian. My dad's Oromo. I never denied that. I never denied that I'm half Ethiopian, half Yemen.
So the fact that he's tarnishing the Somali name for no apparent reason has left people from the country outraged, with one person on Twitter writing, "Somalis are not known to act like this animal. Somali people are a very noble people and hard workers. Respectful human being, although he not Somali and just running around with the title Johnny Somali. I will still like to apologize to the Korean people that were hurt." That said, one thing we know for certain about Johnny Somali is that he's always dreamed of becoming a globe-trotting content.
Is that a Mason's ring?
One thing we know for certain about Johnny Somali.
Bitch, you're not a Mason. There's no way. I could be wrong, but that looks like a Mason. I don't know.
Is that he's always dreamed of becoming a globe-trotting content creator.
You go to school for 4 years, you go work for 40 years, you end up in a cubicle with a suit on and a tie, getting the same salary as everybody else. Where's the mobility in life? I would rather take a risk and live a different life, you know what I mean?
I mean, you took a risk, all right.
In different countries, meet new people. And that's why I kind of aspired to start my own business. And that's what I did. I ran a vape company for a while. I still run it now. And that kind of gives me the freedom and the income to pursue my passion, which has also always been content creation. But I've
Pursue my passion, being obnoxious on the internet. Okay. It would be one thing if he was just obnoxious on the internet. I'm going to be honest. It is the complete and utter disrespect for other cultures and then also just being obnoxious to other people. That's the problem.
never had the time to do it because it's either I was working or it's either I was in school or it was either, you know what I mean?
And while there's nothing wrong with chasing such a dream, it's how you go about it that truly matters. And as surprising as it may sound, Johnny actually started off on the right path. In early 2023, he visited Thailand and started uploading travel vlogs on YouTube. These videos were extremely tame and, let's just say, normal, especially compared to his more recent content. However, almost all of these were just basic edits of him walking around Thailand, trying local food, and partying. They lacked any real substance, and most viewers found them boring and uninspiring, resulting in his channel growing at a snail's pace. In May 2023, he had less than 5,000 subscribers despite uploading over 300 videos by that point. His dream of making it big was slipping further out of reach with each passing day. Something had to change. But instead of working on improving his content, like any other sane creator would do, he took inspiration from the obnoxious antics of Ice Poseidon.
People of Los Angeles, how are you? Don't mind us. I have a mental illness. If you come near me, you're gonna get mentally ill.
And came up with a new plan. A decision that would ultimately lead to him becoming the target of a nationwide manhunt.
Word.
It all started with him leaving Thailand and flying to Japan to do IRL streaming on Kick. And the shift in his content style was clear from the moment he turned on his camera. On his very first day in the country, he got on a train and started harassing the person sitting next to him.
You know Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima?
Culture in Japan is not the same as in Thailand. He starts his first stream in Japan. Something obnoxious and incredibly offensive.
Nagasaki, you know why you do this? Pearl Harbor?
And when he didn't get the reaction he was looking for, he became even more annoying and started shouting at the top of his lungs.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki! Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know what we do to you niggas? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we destroy it because you niggas don't know how to behave. Wallahi billahi wa tallahi. I swear to
Oh my God. Don't just like, they're not. Okay. If you guys don't really know train etiquette in Japan, it's really like you're just kind of supposed to sit quietly and not be loud or obnoxious. You're not even supposed to talk loud. You're not supposed to talk on the phone. Like you're just supposed to like quietly sit there or stand there depending until you get to the point. I'm not saying that people don't talk on the train. I've seen people talk on the train. They're just like kind of quiet when they talk on the train. Like you treat the train like you would treat like a library almost. Like you're quiet and you're kind of respectful for the most part, right? That's at least what you're supposed to be. So he's just like sitting there being obnoxious, bothering people, yelling, all this other stuff. He just decided, I'm going to go to Japan. I'm going to rebrand. I'm going to be obnoxious as fuck. That's so annoying. Yeah, you don't really talk like, first of all, I'm not really going to try to talk to strangers out of the blue. I don't care where the fuck I am. So like, this just, it's just annoying. I don't like it when people are just annoying to be annoying. Like it's just it's annoying.
you do again, we're gonna do again.
Shut the fuck up.
He didn't stop until a Korean-American guy stepped in to defend the other passengers and finally shut him down.
You know. What? What do you mean?
Where are you from?
You know where I'm from?
Where are you from?
I'm from America.
You're from America?
Yes.
So am I.
You're from America.
Yeah, you're being obnoxious.
You know what we do to you?
What do you do?
We will do again.
Do what?
Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You understand?
Do you think I'm Japanese?
Where are you from?
I'm from America.
Do you think I'm Japanese? Like, dude's like, I'm not Japanese, bro. And And I just told you where I was fucking from. And also, why are you talking like that? Like Johnny here has like he's talking with this kind of obnoxious accent too. Like, I don't know. Everything about this dude's just rubbing me the wrong way. And we're less than 6 minutes into this video. So like, I get it. If you try to speak a different language, sometimes people will like pick up, like they will kind of get an accent for a little while when they switch back to their native language. At least I do this. I don't mean to do it, right? But it's like something that might happen. That's not what he's doing. He's just being racist. Like, let's face it, he's just being kind of racist.
Where are you from? What's your name?
Texas, buddy.
However,
Texas, buddy.
Where are you from?
I'm from America.
Where are you
An American guy steps in after hearing Johnny Somali harass
from?
locals.
What's your name?
Texas, buddy.
However, before he had a chance to reflect on his actions, the clip of him harassing innocent Japanese people went viral on the internet. And while he received tons of backlash for single-handedly tarnishing the reputation of foreign tourists in Japan, with comments like, "As a black person who wants to go to Japan, this guy makes me so angry." Not to mention, he perpetuates the stereotypes of Westerners in general. And seeing how everyone wants to go to Japan now, the Japanese should be more strict with blacklisting individual tourists from entering their country if they behave like this. Like, he should have been immediately locked up and extradited for disturbing the public so badly.
Do you guys know that there's a lot of stuff going on in Japan because of tourism? And by that, I mean there's certain places that tourists are not allowed to go now that they were allowed to go originally, but tourists have been so disrespectful that they have shut down some places. Not shut down. They do not allow non-Japanese people in these places. And it's like places in like Kyoto specifically. Like big tourist areas in Kyoto, there are places that are like, if you are a tourist, if you are not a Japanese citizen, you're not allowed to come in here. And they're also talking about surge pricing. I think it's surge. It might not be surge, but if you're not a Japanese citizen, or if you cannot read Japanese, or you do not have Japanese like address or anything like that, you are going to have a higher cost of doing certain things. So a lot of ways you buy tickets for things are through a Japanese website, and you have to fill out all of your information. Like you have to fill out, like it'll want like an address, for example, and stuff. And if you don't have any of that, then it's like, oh, this is a tourist. Or if you go to the the English site, the prices for the ticket that you're trying to buy is going to be more expensive. And they're not hiding it. They're like this. Some places already do this. Sometimes you'll get a menu and the English menu will have different prices than the Japanese menu. And like, they're 100% not hiding the fact that this is happening. And a lot of it is because there are a lot of tourists going to Japan right now. I think one, because the yen fell pretty low. But also, like, you know, there's so many travel vlogs and like people are constantly talking about it. So a lot of people are visiting Japan and they're having some issues with the amount of tourists they're having. So they're trying to like kind of do stuff about that, if that makes any sense. I don't know.
The attention also brought him thousands of new viewers, which was exactly what he wanted. Many people hoped that he would stop harassing others after achieving his goal of going viral. For Johnny, this was only the beginning. From there, he doubled down on being a public nuisance and started doing every obnoxious thing he could think of. From calling Japanese the Mulan language.
Yo, this shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? This shit is in Mulan language. What does it say?
To labeling Japanese people as NPCs.
Real NPC activity right now. It's hella NPCs out here. This is crazy. These are NPCs, guys. We with the NPCs right now, bro. I'm with the NPCs out here. I'm with the NPCs out here. Really with the NPCs.
What the fuck, dude?
NPCs, bro.
And even blasting racist music on a train.
Yo, what the? Yo, God, I'm so sorry.
All in hopes of going viral once again.
More haters is more views is more money. But you know what I say? I say the more haters is the more eyes watching, the more eyes watching is the more money, you know what I mean? Thank you for the publicity. I love all my haters, every single one of my haters. Thank you so much for watching, you know what I mean? I love every single one of my haters. Every single one of my haters. Every single one of my haters. I love every single one of you. Haters is my motivators, bro. The more haters, the better. The more viewers, the better. Thank you so much, guys.
During one of his streams, he saw the Japanese IRL streamer Meowko and ran up to her without a second thought.
You live right now? What you live on? What you live on?
I am live on Twitch.
Twitch?
Yeah.
I'm on. How many viewers you got?
I have like 2,000.
2,000?
Now, this would have been totally fine under normal circumstances. However, Johnny was already banned from Twitch, and by approaching Meowko, he was putting her livelihood at risk. You see, Twitch doesn't allow streamers to show banned creators on their streams, and breaking this policy can result in a permanent channel ban. Fortunately,
I will say, if the wording is you may not feature them on your stream as a guest and they're just streaming out and about and he's not a guest of their channel, she could at least argue that. But like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Twitch is great about all of that kind of stuff. I'm even on Twitch, so, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, we've been having a lot of issues with like random banning and stuff and people not understanding what's going on with Twitch. I think it's like algorithmic AIs or something like that. I have no idea. But at least you could be like, he was not a guest. He came up and interrupted. I don't know who that is, like that kind of stuff. But also like, I find like kind of a little bit just kind of like streaming in general, like walking around. I don't really understand how to do it. Honestly. So like, I don't know. Maybe you guys would be interested in me streaming while walking around a city. I just like talking or looking around. I don't know. But like, I understand that other people do it. Why are you interrupting other people? I guess you're like, hey, I'm a streamer too. Let's talk or whatever. But also it's just weird. I don't know. Why are you interrupting other people that are live? I don't get it. I don't get anything. I don't get anything that other people do. Maybe that's the issue. I just can't relate to these people.
Yet Meowko quickly realized who Johnny was and walked away. But instead of moving on with his day, he started cussing at her for trying to protect her online career.
And then turn around.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Fuck, bye-bye. Get banned, bitch. Get banned, bitch. Get banned. You don't get banned. Fuck with me, yo. Yeah, you better walk away.
His rude remarks and confrontational behavior led to her breaking down in tears before ending the streaming.
I'm so sorry, guys. Today, I really wanted to have a really great stream.
Because it's fucking scary when some dude just comes up and starts cussing you out and screaming at you and kind of threatening you. That's fucking scary. Like, especially if it's not just like, okay, I'm breaking away from the situation. I'm leaving, bye. And then he just like starts screaming after you. That is fucking scary. I feel like that's probably scary for everyone. That's especially scary for women. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. Like that's terrifying. I would also probably be like, I got to get somewhere else. Like, I got to go somewhere safe. I am not safe right now. Like, you know?
She later expressed her frustration in a tweet, reading, "We worked quickly with Twitch staff to avoid having our account banned. I burst into tears because the taxi driver on the way back was so nice. I hope he leaves Japan soon. I felt helpless that I couldn't do anything, even though he was right in front of me. Thank you everyone for your concern." And while some people mocked her for overreacting, like this one person who wrote, "Playing victim, that guy didn't do much, what a crybaby," most were sympathetic to her experience, with replies like, "Glad to hear it. It's embarrassing this person is from the US. I hope they ban him from Japan," and "Sorry the guy harasses you and to the people of Japan." More importantly, these instances highlighted just how comfortable Johnny was getting in harassing others for clout. He was pushing his luck, and the Japanese public wasn't about to let him get away with it. Unfortunately, they severely underestimated just how shameless he could be. You see, many people had been trying to put a stop to him since the day he started streaming in Japan. In fact, the same day his train clip went viral, a Japanese man tracked him down and showed up for a confrontation.
No problem. There's no problem. It's no problem.
Oh, they got him.
No. What? No, we did. Hey, we chill. Somebody. We good. Come on, man. We good.
But instead of getting physical or trying to intimidate Johnny, he simply wanted to talk and to make him realize the error of his ways.
Oh, cool, peace. Okay, so we have a peace or what? Yeah, peace. Peace, and then let's do a peace. So, I want your reason. Why?
Somebody, okay, somebody give me your money.
No.
Somebody give me money, and they said, say it.
No.
So I said it on the train.
You say it? Yeah.
Somebody give me money.
Somebody?
You know, donation.
So who?
Somebody on YouTube and Twitch.
YouTube comment?
Yeah, YouTube comment, give me money.
No.
They say it.
No.
You understand?
Understood, but
Right?
But it's not good.
He naively believed that a civil conversation would be enough to change Johnny's mind, but he couldn't have been more wrong. Johnny also got...
I would not believe a single thing this man says would ever say to me. Like, one, he's just lying about who he is constantly. He's lying about his background. Like, I would just be like, no, he just doesn't want his ass beat, or he doesn't want any consequences for any actions. He's gonna lie. He's just gonna lie. Why would you believe it? I mean, I guess there's that point of like, hey, I found you. Other people might find you. And I'm just here having conversation trying to tell you, like, that's not okay. Don't do that. Maybe since this has been brought up and like you now have this realization of like people can find you, maybe you're going to be like more respectful, but like apparently not. So
slapped by another Japanese man the very next day for his clown behavior on the train.
I hope nobody in the chat was saying weird.
he finally got unbanned on Kick and wants to change his act by being respectful. Meanwhile, the video of him on the train is going viral on other websites. Also, getting banned from Kick is wild to me. I don't know much about Kick. I just know that's where a lot of people go or went for certain things that got banned from like Twitch. And I think my understanding is a lot of people that get banned from Twitch go to Kick. That's just wild to me. I don't know. Like, where all can you go? Right? If you get banned from like Twitch, Kick, if you get banned from like, I don't know, YouTube, where do you go? Like, you know?
If I go back and whoa, what the
Look at Japanese. Ooh. Someone hit him. Local Japanese man knows Johnny Somali, and he ends up slapping him and throwing water at him.
But even that didn't faze him in the slightest. After seeing his refusal to back down, several popular Japanese YouTubers band together and pressed Johnny Somali about his deplorable actions.
They never did this to any other IRL streamer.
What you did is
The guy in the white shirt, another friend, explains to Johnny why these guys pulled up.
something that is disrespectful for the whole Japanese community, and that is why Japan is really, really mad.
Don't tell me you are going to drop an atomic bomb on Japan. Okay?
Okay.
The Japanese don't think you are good.
They also made him apologize.
Apologize to the Japanese. Come on.
Okay.
Say.
Okay.
Okay, no. Say.
Gomen aside, Japan. Gomen aside. I'm sorry.
We've all got those habits that just stick, whether
I mean, man, that seems so like a legitimate apology that he really wanted to do. He feels so sorry. I mean, like, no, they kind of like forced him to, right? Because they were like, hey, there's a bunch of us. Like, stop it. Like, but still.
whether it's grabbing a drink to fit in at a party or reaching for something just because your hands feel empty. For moments like that, Fume, the sponsor of today's video, is a game changer. Fume is a flavored air device designed to give you something better to reach for. It's completely nicotine free, has no vapor, and comes in non-toxic flavors like crisp mint, my personal favorite. Fume doesn't require batteries or charging, so it's always ready to use whenever you need it. To sweeten the deal, it's also a third of the cost of most habits, making it an affordable
Vape ad.
and free alternative. Think of it as
So, oh, on Twitch vape ad? Okay, the sucky stick. So this is supposed to help you stop vaping, apparently. Apparently, I don't know. Don't vape. Don't smoke. It's not cute. Don't do it.
Is an awesome way to fill in that hand-to-mouth fixation without any of the usual downsides. Plus, Fume doubles as a sleek fidget tool with satisfying magnets and clicks, perfect for keeping both your hands and mind busy. Want to try it? Head to tryfume.com/internetanarchist and use code internetanarchist to get a free Fume topper with your journey pack. Scan the QR code on screen and start your better habit journey today. With that being said, let's get back into the video. And while his apology was clearly fake, this confrontation scared him enough to go back to Thailand for a few days. However, it didn't take long for him to make his way back to Japan. Maybe he thought the Japanese people had forgotten about him by then. Unfortunately for Johnny, the Japanese didn't forget, and he learned this the hard way.
Just drop in Discord right now. Hop in Discord. Oh, whoa, whoa, what the?
Oh, look like they grabbed him by the neck. Like, got him under the chin. They ain't fucking playing. It's not that Thailand... So he went to Thailand because that's where he was before when he was just doing travel vlogs and he wasn't harassing anybody. When he went to Japan, he started harassment, right? And started being extremely disrespectful. And so he went back to Thailand where there's no bad blood apparently, because he wasn't doing anything over there other than just being like, this is the food I ate. And like, this is what I experienced here. And it wasn't like him being obnoxious. So he went back to Thailand for a little while and then went back to Japan. Like, okay, I left the country and then I came back, right? So like they forgot all about me. Nope.
All you have to say is stop.
They have told you to stop though, and you didn't stop. I don't know. I'm just saying they not playing around no more. Was that the fucking Mario coin sound? Jesus.
But in Johnny's twisted minds, these incidents were nothing more than viral clips that brought him even more viewers, so he continued on the same path. That is, until he crossed the line and found himself in the back of a cop car. It started with him walking into random warehouses and harassing the people working there for no apparent reason.
Getting mad, bro. He's getting activated, dog.
Later the same day, he went into a restaurant, but instead of peacefully eating his meal, he kept blasting siren noises from his phone.
Others, including Gino, believe Johnny Somali's arrest was because of this clip where he went into a restaurant and played loud sounds.
Chinese phone.
And as a YouTube
Okay, so Huawei, I think is what he's saying. That might not be how you pronounce it. It's a Chinese brand. So he's trying to claim that that's what his phone brand is, and that's, I guess, why it's making that noise. I don't know.
comment pointed out, he wasn't just playing some random noise, he was deliberately trying to ruin the day of as many people as possible. The comment read, "That siren he played in the restaurant is the one that sounds every time North Korea files a missile that's heading for Japan's mainland. It's a sound that causes Japanese people actual anxiety, so that's why people got so upset. This also explains why the cops were called, leading to Johnny getting arrested the next day."
Police, what the f***? Why you fucking laughing at me? What the f*** is this?
With too many reports coming in about Johnny Somali, the Japanese had no other choice but to actually arrest him this time.
Okay, forgive you.
He thought he would be spending the night in a cell.
Obstruction of business, which he tried to defend by claiming that the noise came out of his phone automatically, but the judge didn't buy any of it. Johnny's luck had finally run out. He was given a 200,000 yen fine, which is about $1,400. More importantly, he was also deported from Japan and is now banned from ever entering the country again. Now, you'd think that getting deported and banned from a country would serve as a wake-up call for Johnny. However, from Johnny's perspective, he just got away with harassing an entire country for what's essentially a slap on the wrist.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's like, okay, here, it's like that thing where it's like for rich people, having a fine is just paying to be able to do whatever the fuck it is. Like, hey, I'm just going to park here. Oh, you're going to get a ticket. It's fine. I'll just pay it. It doesn't matter because money's not an obstacle for me, right? Similar vibes here, guys. Like, okay, he probably made more than $1,000 or $1,300 from all of his videos going viral and getting him money or like whatever. He probably made more money than what he got fined for. And like, okay, I just can't come back to Japan. I'll go somewhere else and do this kind of shit. Oh my God, that's so fucking annoying. It's annoying.
So he tried his luck once again in early 2024, this time in Israel. There, he continued being a public menace. However,
that is a choice. That is a choice.
the internet as a whole was tired of his shenanigans at this point. He wasn't getting the same level of attention he had in Japan. So he decided to up the ante by attacking the religion of the country. He went to the Western Wall in Jerusalem, which is a holy site for Jewish people, and started disrespecting it by placing images of the streamer Aiden Ross and the convicted PDF file Jeffrey Epstein.
Aiden, this is you, nigga. Aiden Ross. Give Somali a deal. Talk to Eddie for me, nigga. Epstein, you'll always be one of us. We love you. You're our king Jew. You're one of us. It doesn't matter what you did, nigga. You're still Jewish. You're still one of us. We love you.
Unsurprisingly, authorities at the site quickly arrested him and later banned him from entering the city again. This stunt also got him banned from Kick. Johnny, however, quickly moved on to Rumble and continued with the PDF file theme by
Rumble? I've never even heard of Rumble. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that is, he got away with like nothing.
Hitting on underage girls.
I'm too young for you, I guess.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
It's legal here in Israel.
Going as far as singing about age just being a number and declaring that he would happily blank a young girl.
To prison. Take me to jail. Police, come. Age ain't nothing but a number. You need an older man with some money. That's what you need. I really groom her. I'll really groom you. I swear to God.
And as if that wasn't bad enough, he then directed his degenerate gaze towards female police officers and stated openly threatening to SA them in public.
Don't touch me. I'll slap that ass. I'll grab it too. Donald Trump told me grab it by the pussy. I'll grab that too. Stop playing with me. I don't give a f.
The cops were already occupied and didn't give him much attention, which only gave him the confidence to harass another female officer a few days later.
Y'all, I can't relate to this. I could never. Like, what do you mean? You're harassing police. What do you mean? Listen, I've been to other countries where their police are like walking around like they're in the military. Like they got like military rifles on them and shit. Why are you harassing them? Like, what do you mean? That's good. That's scary. That's some scary shit. I don't know. I could not do this. First of all, to be fair, I don't go to other countries to be obnoxious as hell. I go to enjoy the culture, the food, the sights, whatever. I don't go to just be obnoxious and record it and put it on the internet or have other people give me money and tell me what to do. But like, still, oh my God.
Oh, you a bad. I swear to God. You a bad. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You a bad.
This time, however, he wasn't lucky enough to escape the consequences. Not long after his remarks, 2 male officers approached and arrested him on the spot. All the while, he kept screaming that he was American, as if that somehow made it okay for him to be a total degenerate.
Okay. I'll go. What the fuck? Okay, now go. Relax. America. I'm in asylum. I'm from America. What are you doing?
And while he was released,
Hey, if I just scream that I'm American and ask for asylum or, something like that, I can get away with this. Buddy, it's like you being from another country or you being from the US or whatever does not mean you can do whatever the fuck you want in other countries. That does not mean that. I mean, you can't even fucking pull that shit in America. Like, if you just because something is legal in one state, you go to a different state where it's not legal, you can't start screaming that you're from the original state. They don't give a shit. It's not legal in the state that you're doing it in. Like, same thing. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want in other countries and be like, I'm America, so it's fine. Like, no. That's no. God. Also, bitch, you don't have diplomatic immunity. You're just some random dude. You're not a politician. You're just some random guy from Arizona.
Released from custody minutes after his arrest, the Israeli locals were quick to enact their own justice on him and his cameraman.
Ow, fuck. Hey, don't touch me, man. Hey. Oh, fuck.
The group that confronted him also ran off with his streaming equipment, and the people on the internet couldn't have been any more happier. He deserves it. He has no respect for anything. I see absolutely nothing wrong with this. This also forced him to leave Israel and find a new target for farming content, which brings us to the country that's set on making an example out of Johnny Somali, South Korea.
Yeah. Don't touch me. All I've done is like film this guy harassing the shit out of people and being very disrespectful in every way that he could be. But don't touch me. Man, there's almost like there's consequences for shit. I don't know.
Visited South Korea in September of 2024, and like last time, it didn't take very long for the internet to turn against him. Just days after entering the country, he decided to disrespect the statues of peace by covering himself in baby oil and doing an obscene dance in front of the statue before kissing the statue's lips. For those who don't know, the Statue of Peace is a memorial to Korean women who were forced into slavery by the Japanese army during World War II. Put simply, he was trivializing and mocking the horrors South Korea experienced during the war, all while broadcasting to an audience that either didn't know better or worse, found it entertaining. But instead of showing any remorse for his vile actions, he reacted to himself being on the South Korean news. He was just happy about getting more publicity. Little did he know at the time, this brief news coverage was about to change his life forever. As a comment on YouTube pointed out, don't be so sure you will get away with this and leave Korea in one piece. Koreans don't tolerate that kind of disrespect. In the meantime, he continued being his annoying self by harassing passengers on buses and blasting loud music on trains. Now, it's important to note that by this point, Johnny was so full of himself.
Bro, why are you being racist to other people in other countries? For money.
For clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a fuck.
Have you ever met someone that like started doing something or acting a certain way for a quote unquote bit, but then that just became who they were and they just became like, you're like, ew. That's, people do that. Like they're sort of like, I'm gonna pretend to be a douchebag, or I'm gonna pretend to be this obnoxious asshole. And like, it's like, I'm just doing it for this reason or that reason or whatever. And then they just become that person because that's how they act all the time. Like, it's gross. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, just don't do that. Because, like, apparently he was, like, a fine dude. Like, he was just, like, okay. And then he was like, oh, man, you know what? If I go be obnoxious and disrespectful and harass people, I will get more views and therefore more money. So that's just who I'm going to be as a person. That's gross.
Beating he took became a viral clip to further fuel his quote success, and his encounters with law enforcement ended with nothing more than a slap on the wrist. So when viewers warned him about the consequences of being a jackass in South Korea, he proudly dared the people of Korea to swing at him.
Swing on him right now! I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for him to
We're ready,
do it.
Reddit, Twitter, come.
I wanted to stomp on his
Hank is here tonight. We're not scared.
Maybe he thought that South Koreans would behave like the Japanese, where they would confront him about his antics, but ultimately let him go after a discussion and an insincere apology.
Buddy, they're different countries. They're different countries. They have different cultures. They react to things differently. work out for you.
Korean people wanted to show him what happens when you disrespect the culture of a country and harass its citizens. This marked the beginning of a nationwide.
Also, he's a repeat offender. Yeah, he's been doing this, right? Like, he keeps doing this. He's not sorry. Obviously, he's not sorry because he keeps doing it. So it's like, no, just having a conversation with him isn't going to stop anything.
Manhunt for Johnny, where people would find him no matter where he went, and took their time teaching him a lesson in respect.
때린다. 들어와.
Wow. Finding and pressing Johnny Somali became a national sport for young Koreans, with one Korean person writing, "It's too bad I left Seoul just a few weeks before he arrived. He was right in my neighborhood, and I would have loved to, quote, meet him." Now, due to the extremely violent nature of most of these encounters, I can't show them here, but it got to a point where he was being put in his place by different people multiple times a day, leaving his face bruised and swollen. One South Korean YouTuber even offered a 1 million won bounty, about $770, for information on his location. He had nowhere left to hide. But even this wasn't the end of his troubles. In November of 2020,
Y'all, that'd be fucking scary. I'd be like, first of all, I wouldn't do this anyway. But second of all, I'd be like, I gotta leave this country. They actively trying to kill my ass. Like, they're hunting me for sport. It is like the most dangerous game up in here, and I gotta go. Like, I just have to not be here.
24, Johnny shared a video of him kissing his supposed Korean girlfriend.
Look, me and my Korean girlfriend. Look, you see? Y'all niggas jealous, y'all niggas getting pussy like this.
The girl in the video was Korean streamer Bong Bong IRL, who had nothing to do with Johnny, and the footage he showed was completely AI generated. However, using AI to create such videos is a massive crime in Korea with up to 7 years in jail time. So when Bong Bong IRL filed a report against him, he got arrested almost immediately. She eventually decided to drop the charges a few days later, probably just to avoid interacting with him in any way. However, before Johnny could celebrate being free, he got arrested again, this time for obstruction of business. This is because in his early days in Korea, Johnny visited a Korean convenience store to try the famous instant ramen. But just like he did in Japan, instead of respectfully enjoying food, he started a commotion by spilling water all over the convenience store table.
Since you're eating ramen with hot water, why don't you pour the hot water down your pants to kill your sperm cells? It's cheaper than a vasectomy. Your father was right to say you should never have kids. Your father was right. Your father was right. Jesus Christ. And this is for $30. Booty scratcher mom. Bro. This is so upsetting.
You should never have kids.
Throwing noodles at other customers. Disrespecting a store employee. And just being a flat-out jackass. The store didn't pursue him legally at the time, but seeing him get arrested for the AI-generated video gave them the perfect opportunity to file a report. Which brings us to the present, and Johnny isn't doing too well. He's since been charged with multiple other crimes, including another case of obstruction of business for when he harassed passengers on a bus.
If you guys don't know, in case you guys haven't been to Korea, buses tend to run on time. And if you are in any way delaying the timeliness of a bus, that is huge.
The Korean government has also taken his filming equipment and passport, leaving him unable to leave the country, and without his filming equipment, he has no way of making more money either. Now, we don't have any confirmation yet, but according to some sources, Johnny could face up to 29 years in prison. He's currently awaiting trial for the 7th of March 2025, and while he likely won't get the full 29 years, the Korean prosecutors will likely throw the book at him to set an example for other disrespectful content creators like him. And most people on the internet are hoping for the same, with one such comment reading, "Most respectful Americans would like to see him sent to jail for his disrespectful behavior. Letting him off will only encourage further inappropriate actions. Consequences need to be enacted and enforced."
I hate to say it. I agree with this. I hate to say it because, you know, it's like, oh, well, I don't want, you know, like Americans trapped in other countries. I don't want anyone trapped in other countries, right? I'm not going to get into the political stuff of that. I'm just saying. But also, if you're going to go over there and very much do illegal shit just to do it, then yeah, you need to expect to go to jail. Like, like you just need to go, like you did this to yourself. Like you went over there going, I'm not going to have any consequences because I could just go back to America. Welcome to consequences, bro. I hope you get them. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But some people need actual consequences. And apparently kicking his ass isn't enough of a consequence. So, you know.
Looking back, he had plenty of chances to turn things around, but he thought he was untouchable. In the end, he dug his own grave, and now there's no way out of it. Even if by some miracle he gets deported without jail time, his reputation is in the gutter, and he's banned from all major platforms. At this point, a comeback as a content creator seems almost impossible, and that's for the better.
That is for the better. Hold on. Okay, part 2 of the Johnny Somali thing. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. There was like this whole thing where he apparently, some other country took his passport away too, but he got like an emergency passport or something from, I don't know how true this is. I did read this somewhere. He got a emergency passport and was able to maybe leave. I don't know. If he somehow gets back, he needs his passport revoked permanently. I mean, he's just very much going to be like, you know, banned from every country, I guess. I don't know. He got a temporary replacement, but still wasn't allowed to leave the country.
Turning entire nations against yourself isn't an easy task, yet Johnny Somali has somehow managed to do just that. He was given multiple opportunities to turn things around, but instead, he decided to continue being a complete degenerate who lacks even the most basic human decency.
Oh, what the fuck?
It was only a matter of time before he faced the consequences of his actions. That time is finally here, and his fate is far worse than he could have ever imagined.
Marty, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the latest updates in the Johnny Somali saga, the high likelihood of him rotting in foreign prison for years, and how he's actively making the situation worse for himself.
Say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder.
But as you'll see by the end of this video, all this could just be the beginning of something far more disastrous for Johnny. Now, I've already covered the Johnny Somali situation in great detail, but if you haven't watched that video, here's a super quick recap.
We just watched it, but let's watch the recap.
Ramsey Khaled Ismail, better known as Johnny Somali, wanted to become a globe-trotting content creator, but when travel vlogging didn't work out for him, he came up with a genius plan to be as insufferable as humanly possible, in the hopes of farming viral clips. He took the mantra "all publicity is good publicity" to heart and found his first target country, Japan.
A little too much to heart. He took that too much as gospel, and now it's not going well for him.
There, he did every obnoxious thing he could think of, from harassing passengers on a train,
Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima? Nagasaki? You know. Why you do this? Pearl Harbor?
to being a complete racist.
Yo, this shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? This shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? I thought that shit was an error. It's Mulan language. Real NPC activity right now.
It's hella NPCs out here.
This is crazy. These are NPCs, guys. We with the NPCs right now, bro. I'm with the NPCs out here. I'm with the NPCs out here. Really with the NPCs. Hey, these are
This is with people
All while
not
streaming
talking to you,
everything for the
walking
world
around.
to see. He also began terrorizing local businesses,
Hawaii. Chinese phone.
an act that would later
Redneck Hand Grenade, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you.
become one of the reasons for his demise. After weeks of being a complete he eventually got arrested and was forced to leave the country after paying a relatively small fine. He followed this up by going to Israel and sinking to a whole new level of depravity, with things like chasing cupcakes,
I'm too young for for you again.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Also, I didn't know what, I guess, chasing cupcakes is. Is that slang that I should just be aware of, I guess? Like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that turn of phrase was a thing, I guess.
It's legal here in Israel.
Harassing female cops,
You a bad. I swear to God. You a bad. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God. I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You a bad.
and even threatening to SA them in public.
I'll slap that. I grab it too. Donald Trump told me grab it by the. I'll grab that too. Stop playing with me.
However, after the locals started enacting their own justice on him and his cameraman,
Hey, don't touch me, man. Hey. Oh.
he had no choice but to flee the country. But since he walked away practically scot-free in both Japan and Israel, he figured why not push his luck again, this time in South Korea. He kicked off his visit by desecrating a statue dedicated to Korean women who were forced into SA slavery during World War II, harassing an elderly convenience store employee,
I didn't even drink here. Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
before openly challenging any angry locals to take a swing on him.
Swing on it now. I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for him to
We're ready,
do it.
Reddit, Twitter,
I
come.
wanted to stop on his
Hank is here tonight. We're not scared.
But what he didn't realize was that the Korean people were more than happy to take him up on his challenge.
They were like, bet, let's go. God, this is just like, why are you making a hostile environment? Like, why are you doing this? I mean, I know why. He said why, money and cloud, but like, God.
어, 때린다. 들어와. Wow.
Leaving him bloody and bruised. Then, just when he thought things couldn't get any worse, he was arrested and charged with multiple counts of obstruction of business and more. The Korean
Ramsey Khalid Ismail has been indicted of causing a commotion at a convenience store. Okay.
authorities took away his streaming equipment and seized his passport to prevent him from leaving the country. This brings us to the present, and a lot has happened since my last video. When he was arrested back in November of 2024, many people, including myself, speculated that the Korean government was going to make an example out of him. After all, this was their chance to show other douchebag IRL streamers that Korea wasn't a public content farm, where they could do whatever they want and walk away without any consequences. Fortunately for them, Johnny is going out of his way to dig his own grave. As a comment on YouTube from Atozy points out, Johnny started falling down a staircase about 2 years ago, and is somehow still falling down that same staircase currently. You see, he was scheduled to stand trial on March 7th, 2025. You'd think he'd lay low and keep his nose clean while waiting for his day in court. But Johnny couldn't help himself. 10 days before the trial, he went ahead and committed yet another crime by sharing links to a corn site in his Discord. For those who don't know, the creation, promotion, and distribution of explicit material is completely illegal in South Korea. That said, he still had some plausible deniability if
it's like a
it's completely
books, writing, films, magazines, photographs, and other materials are illegal in South Korea. I did not know that. I'm gonna be honest. Just distribution is a felony and can result in a fine or prison sentence not exceeding 1 year. I did not know that.
illegal in South Korea. That said, he still had some plausible deniability if the
What did the text say? My intention of coming to Korea was not to cause this kind of shit to them. Yes, it was. Is that what he's saying? That's a lie.
if this ever came up in court. He could have argued that he shared the link accidentally and that it wasn't meant to be a promotion or distribution of explicit material. But as is tradition with Johnny, he immediately destroyed any chance he had of talking his way out of it. Seconds after posting the link, he sent 2 more messages reading, "Need all my N-words to goon," and "Next business venture," essentially admitting that he shared the link on purpose and did so for profit. It's almost like he wants his sentence to be as long as possible.
I'm just a little confused about it, though. Is he Joe Maxing? And why the Star of David? Yeah, I don't know. Because, well, I'm also a little confused because he like shared it on Discord, but I guess he's in Korea, so whatever he shares on Discord is, yeah, I guess Joe Maxing the new trend. I guess because he's in Korea, so they're like, no, you're doing this thing that's illegal in Korea through Discord. I guess.
The goon, and next business venture, essentially admitting that he shared the link on purpose and did so for profit. It's almost like he wants his sentence to be as long as possible, with one person writing, Johnny Somali's biggest enemy are not his haters, not the authorities,
it's himself.
not legal mindset, it's himself. He is the one who keeps making cases against himself and producing/recording his own crimes. However, this wasn't even the worst thing he did leading up to the trial. The night before, he went live and managed to incriminate himself even further by revealing his plan to trick the Korean court system. According to Johnny, all he had to do was plead insanity, and the Korean government would set him free with a small fine.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm mentally ill, I don't know what's going on, I have a bipolar disorder, and what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please, please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Obviously, this was never going to work. The only reason
It's definitely not going to work when you do it and record it and post it online or stream it or whatever the fuck he's doing. Are you an idiot? Like, don't do this. But, I mean it. But, that's the kind of shit generally you kind of say or claim after your ass gets back to your home country, right? Like, you don't advertise that that's what you're gonna fucking do. You do that shit after you've been released and like if like you can't go back or whatever, right? Like what the fuck do you it's gonna be a headache. Honestly, don't do this. Any of it. Y'all don't get arrested in South Korea. Y'all don't do something that will get you arrested in South Korea. How about that?
Johnny thought he could get away with something this absurd was because he's a complete racist. He genuinely sees Asians as inferior and wants them to get exterminated.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
Even if we give him the benefit of the doubt and say that
What the fuck? Yo, he wanted to be a travel blogger? Like, that's how he wanted to fucking... Bro, he wanted to be a travel blogger. How much of that is true and how much of that is just like, again, if you start acting a certain way for the bit or whatever the fuck it is, you basically eventually become, that's basically who you become, kind of. You were a travel blogger that started off in Thailand. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Jesus Christ.
he knew.
I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
Even if we give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he knew his insanity plan wouldn't work, the mere fact that he's willing to lie in court will likely influence the outcome of his trial. As a comment on YouTube stated, only an idiot like Johnny would stream his plan to try and get off scot-free for the authorities to find. But this was only the beginning. As the stream went on, Johnny continued digging a deeper hole for himself. For instance, at one point during the stream, he proudly claimed that he was going to continue streaming and accepting donations, even though he's completely banned from doing so.
Gonna lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. If these lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Send that to the prosecutor.
What has happened? Like, what has happened to this man? Why is he like this? Why does he think like this? Why is... I'm like so main character syndrome. I'm so kind of confused. Like, you legitimately believe there's no consequences for your actions and that you can literally do anything that you fucking want to do. Like, hey, I'm going to continue streaming even though I'm not supposed to or whatever. Like, I don't... Maybe his brain damage from getting beaten up. Maybe. Whoa, God. This is crazy to me. Like, again, he seemed like a reasonable person when he was doing, like, I want to be a travel blogger. But then he didn't go anywhere with that. So then he decided to just be obnoxious in other countries. And then it just escalated on such a fucking crazy amount. First of all, how he started was pretty crazy to me. Like, harassing people on the train like that and the things that he was saying, that was a lot. But then it just got worse and worse and worse and what? Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, maybe it's not a bit. Like, maybe he was legitimately always like this, and then he was just like, oh, you know what? I don't have to be a respectful member of a society. I don't fucking know. I don't have to be like, I could just go out and be a piece of shit. Like, how did this snowball so much? Like, how did he snowball so, like, abruptly?
I don't give a... Send that to the prosecutor. My live stream donators, they gonna get it rich and oiled because they feel bad that I've been locked here. Snitching. Johnny Somali is making money. Yeah, don't lock me in the country, Korean corrupt ass government.
He also kept drinking to the point of throwing up on stream.
Giving y'all the first viral moment tonight.
Don't show me him throw up.
Oh my God, I threw up everything. Y'all wanna see this?
It's worth noting
No,
that
I
he was
don't.
doing all of this just hours before his trial, and as you might imagine, it didn't end well for him. YouTubers Atozy and Legal Mindset both traveled to South Korea to attend the trial in person.
Went to the Johnny Somali trial today in South Korea. Things went terrible for him. He came in smiling and mocking us, but the smile was cut quickly when the judge announced his charges. With the current official charges, he's facing a decade in prison, but we also found out more charges are coming alongside of a separate court case. The case before him had been ongoing for over a year, so it seems like either way, he will be stuck here for a while. If there's a takeaway, don't harass people in public for your content, then continue to double down over and over again. Yeah.
According to them, Johnny came to the trial looking like an absolute buffoon, wearing an oversized suit and a MAGA hat. He also showed up an hour late, most likely because he was drunk from the stream he did just hours before. The only person who came with him was his Korean roommate and friend Hank Yu, a man who's known as the Asian Nazi as he became famous for singing a deeply racist song while wearing a Confederate uniform. Atozy and Legal Mindset also revealed that Johnny was in a rather jolly mood as he entered the courtroom. He even spotted the two YouTubers and started making faces at them like a 10-year-old child.
The judge saw him making faces at us.
Right, yeah, when he walked in.
And then on the bench, he made a face directly at me and Atozy.
In front of everyone.
Right to us, in
Very
front of everybody.
intelligent.
He looked to us and did both of us.
However, his smile disappeared the moment the judge started listing his charges. The first charge against
Oh, it was probably the roommate suit. It probably was the roommate suit. It's just like... This, oh my God. The fact that he came in an hour late is crazy. Like that. I'm surprised they didn't go fucking arrest his ass and drag him in there. An hour late. I'm surprised they were like they let him just walk in an hour late. I'm gonna be honest.
Him is for obstruction of business. This is from when he started causing a commotion in a convenience store by spilling water all over the table.
All right to say you should have kids. Your father was right here.
Throwing noodles at other customers. Disrespecting a store employee. And being a massive nuisance in general. To make matters worse, the employee he harassed was simply trying to inform him that it's illegal to drink alcohol in convenience stores. In other words, not only did he break the Korean law, he also mistreated the person trying to help him. The second charge is for harassing the public with a rotting fish in his hand. He got on a bus with this fish and kept approaching random people to get a reaction out of them. The final charge against him was for lewd behavior in public. This included his antics on local trains and buses, as well as the vile dance he did in front of the Statue of Peace. Surprisingly, Johnny immediately folded and pleaded guilty to all 3 charges. Altogether, these can send him behind bars for anywhere between 1 and 5 years.
What happened to your like little insanity plea you were gonna do that was totally gonna get you off the hook? I mean, obviously he did it. They have video film of him doing it because he streamed everything. But still.
Maybe he realized that there was nothing he could do or say to avoid conviction for these charges, so he pleaded guilty to get it over with instead of dragging the case out further. However, what he didn't realize is that he was in for a shocking surprise, because, as it turns out, the prosecutors had filed a 4th charge that neither Johnny
Professor Chaos, thank you for continuing the gifts up. Appreciate you.
nor his lawyer were aware of.
The unexpected 4th charge. The judge asks Ramsey if he's received the letter of the 4th charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appeared confused.
His lawyer
Wait. Okay, no,
asked for more time to review.
No, I have to read everything. I'm obnoxious. Okay. Judge asked Ramsey if he received a letter for the 4th charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appear confused. It seems that neither of them were aware of the additional charge, and the lawyer receives the new charge and reviews it. When the judge asks the defense how they wish to plead, Ramsey's lawyer states that he pleads guilty to all charges except for the new charge, which they have not yet reviewed. The judge asks how much time the defense requires. The lawyer requests 3 weeks to review new charge. The judge grants the request, and the hearing for the 4th charge is scheduled on April 9th. Ramsey no longer smiles and appears concerned. What is the 4th charge? They're probably going to tell me that. I'm probably being obnoxious and pausing and reading all this stuff, and then they're going to read it. And I'm sorry, but like not sorry enough to not do it because I love pausing and reading. But like, what is it?
Of the 4th charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appeared confused.
His lawyer asked for more time to review this new charge. The judge accepted this request and scheduled the next hearing on the 9th of April. As for why they surprised him with a new charge like this, Legal Mindset has a theory that seems quite plausible. According to him, now that Johnny has pleaded guilty, he can be tried as a repeat offender for the new charge, making it easier to give him a punishment. And if that's not bad enough, he might face 2 more charges on top of this. One for creating explicit deepfake videos of several Korean content creators, including streamer Bongbong IRL.
Korean girlfriend, look, you see? Y'all niggas jealous, y'all niggas getting pussy like this.
And another for threatening gang rape to a girl in public.
Shut up, you dirty Don't ever lie on my ugly.
Oh my god.
I swear to God, I got a nigga.
As for Johnny, he's not handling the news well. He initially went into denial, trying to convince himself that he won't get any jail time for what he thinks are extremely minor crimes.
Showed up drunk, I showed up happy. Like, the charges that they have me put on, the charges that they have me for are such minor, minuscule charges. It's obstruction of, like, bro, spilling a cup of noodles, carrying a fish.
He 100% thinks he's just going to get extradited to the United States and nothing. That's what he probably thinks is going to happen. Like, I bet you anything he thinks that he's just, and probably people are maybe telling him this, like, hey, you're just going to be sent home. You're just going to be sent home and like banned from coming to South Korea. I bet you anything that's what he thinks is going to happen, or that like the United States government might be like, hey, you can't treat one of our citizens like this, you need to bring him back. We've done like I don't know how to, I don't know the words. We've done like agreements with other countries, right? When someone goes and does something and gets arrested and put in prison in other countries, we've done like swaps and like agreements and all this other stuff to bring like citizens home. But usually, to my knowledge, I'm not fully aware of all of the things that go on. Generally, to my knowledge, it's not for shit like this, though. Like, it is not for, like, all of the shit he is doing. So, he's doing a lot. He knows he's doing a lot. I don't know. Like, US might just leave him there. Like, hey, you fucked around, you gotta find out, man. Like, why were you doing all these things? Like, it's not our fault. You were the one being the asshole. Oh, it's so. Also, relations right now is a little rough, but that's. I bet you anything he thinks he's just gonna get sent back home. That's why he's acting like this.
But they got me for like spilling a cup of noodles. They got me for carrying a stinky fish. They got me for some, bro. Like you can't go to jail for that in any country.
However, the weight of the situation is finally sinking in. He'll likely spend years trapped in a Korean prison, and he knows there's nothing he can do to avoid his fate. So now, he's pretending to be some master criminal whose evil knows no bounds. That said, it's all likely a ploy to farm donations from the few people who still tune into his stream.
If y'all give me the support and the donations and the love, the power chats, the crypto donation, I'm ready, bro. If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no
I don't know how to get rid of that.
Self-preservation.
Maybe some part of him still thinks he'll walk away with just a slap on the wrist, but from everything we've seen so far, it's clear the Korean government has no intention of letting that happen.
Again, 100%, he thinks he's just going to get sent back to the US. Even if he hits, I bet you anything, even if he hits jail, he's going to think like the US government's going to get me out like immediately. Like I'm just going to have to go back home. That's it. That's all that's going to happen to me. Brother, I don't understand why you went so far down this little rabbit hole you fucking fell into. I'm gonna be honest. This is crazy.